on.
Yo.
Hey, all right. Greetings all. I'm New York Pete, co-host of Interfleet Broadcasting. I'm here with my best friend, Chris, also known as the Tipsy Toaster.
Dang
and
right.
we want to thank you up front for joining us on our news and pop culture sci-fi entertainment channel. Full disclosure, Chris and I grew up watching 70s, 80s TV, movies, cartoons, and some comic books too, right? And we're big Battlestar Galactica fans, so welcome to our corner of the universe.
That's right. Welcome. We appreciate you joining us. We're here every Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern. Yep, that is every Thursday, and we're coming up on 3 years in September.
Actually, we're locking down 3 years.
We're locking down 3 years, yep.
Yeah, we are. But I have, you know what? You've tasked me with keeping tabs on our episodes.
Oh, the numbers, yeah.
Yeah, so this is season 3, episode 47.
48, 49, 50, 51, 50. 5 more weeks left in the year?
Yeah.
Oh, 5 more weeks left till September. That's when we start.
For our season. So we're getting close to, to moving into
52 weeks a year.
Yeah.
And we don't miss
then
anything.
Some.
And then some. Yeah, exactly.
Because we go to the cons and we put up all kinds of stuff. Thank you, Bert, for the compliments. Lola's with us. Susan's with us. George G's in the house. Professor Patton. Yes. Excelente. Sean Shallow from Battlestar Bulletin Board on social media, guys. If you're not following him and Battlestar Bulletin Board, shame on you. Get on there. Trey, what's up? Lola, Dave.
Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl.
Chuck, my man. All right, cool. So, yeah, guys, we have a lot of things going on. Of course, we, in our long-standing tradition, we have another fantastic science fiction sci-fi military author, T.E. Butcher, who's waiting to come on after Tiny Bean gives us her scoop and take on things. Chris, we're going to do a toast, but
yes.
Before we do that, let's make sure that we state this for the record yet again, that here at IFB, we're big supporters of SAG-AFTRA and the strike that they are holding to with the Writers Guild of America as well. So I just want to put out our support there and let everybody know that, we are supporters. So, guys, you're doing the right thing, and,
yep.
More power to you. Eric Ryder, thanks for joining us live. Appreciate it. And let's thank everybody, Chris, that's going to watch this later. We've had a tremendous amount of watches. I mean, we're hitting the tens of thousands. Thank you, everybody around the world that are tuning in.
Amazing.
I expect our Australia crowd will probably check in a little bit. So thank you, guys.
I know Fran told us earlier she couldn't make it today, so.
Yes, so Fran will be watching us. Superfan Fran will be watching us in syndication.
Oh, hi, Fran.
Yes.
And we're talking from the future.
Yeah.
From the past.
She's talking.
Yeah. Right? Oh my gosh. Yeah. We're talking
in
the future to her past.
That's right. Stop time traveling, Chris. Tonight, you've graced us with cherry vanilla cider. And
yes, I figured I had to do a cider for Pete tonight. Otherwise, he gets upset if we have too many dark beers. So
go
ahead and pull that
Fran,
up. And
courtesy of Fran, Superfan Fran.
Tonight's alcoholic beverage. It's not a beer, so I can't say beer. It is a cider. It is cherry vanilla cider, 5.5% alcohol. A fruity, floral, and tart cider. Ingredients are Virginia apples, Montgomery cherries. Or what? Is that Montgomery? Yeah. And Montgomery cherries, sweet cherries, vanilla beans, hibiscus petals. 110 calories, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and gluten-free. I feel healthier already.
Yes, you should. Look at
And
that.
this is by Potter's Craft Cider, which is up by me in
Right there. Yep.
yeah, they're not in Roanoke.
Somewhere
They
in the
are
world.
they are in, where are they at? Bloom, Charlottesville, Virginia, not too far.
There you go. Okay.
So
Cool. And this should have a warning for those of you that have any of your dental issues or dental work done. Be careful. Don't drink and drive ever. But if you've been to the dentist and you're loopy, I don't know that you should be drinking this. Mediocre modeler.
mediocre modeler. Um,
If you haven't seen his video, go watch his
is that
video.
our inside voice or outside voice? I couldn't remember. Oh, yeah. Anyways, thanks for joining us. I'm drinking out of a classic Battlestar Galactica
Oh, dude.
glass, also known as an uncandle.
I got my Star Trek glass.
Set phasers on stunning
Gold key.
gold key.
Excellent. All right, let's
All right,
do it.
so,
Ready?
as we always say, let's open this sucker up. Ready? One,
Yeah.
2, 3. All right,
Okay,
well,
thanks,
cider.
Chris. That went all over the place.
Again, it was not even carbonated as much.
Oh, all over my brand new keyboard. All right.
That was from the last time you soaked your keyboard in beer.
Ah. All right. Anyway.
All right, ready?
Yeah, go.
All right. Oh, it's pink.
Nice. Okay. And
It's got the hibiscus color. It's a pretty pink. We should save this one for save the Tata month.
yes, cool glasses. Dave, I know you have. I think you're drinking out of a Apollo Battlestar Galactica Apollo glass. He put that up. So
Did I put the pinky up for this one? I don't know.
you're getting carried away, man. Take it easy.
Yeah. So, anyways, we always toast the fans because they are the ones that fuel the fleet. Those people out there that create the fandoms, create the books, write the scripts, light the movie sets, act.
Yes.
All those people that do everything to make something come to life. It's important that we recognize everyone behind the scenes and in front of the camera because fans fuel the fleet. So here's to you.
Here's to you guys.
Tart.
Very tart. Yes.
Definitely cherry tartish apple.
Yeah. Mediocre Modeler says, no Cylons or Colonial Warriors were harmed in the execution of my dental work.
Actually,
If you guys haven't seen the video, that
we
Mediocre Modeler
implanted
put up,
something there. That's all.
very
Yeah.
funny. It's very funny.
It was
So,
we implanted.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, well,
That's really
it's-
tart, but it's good. It's
It
a
is
tart
good.
taste, but it's really good.
tart,
The cherry,
though, it is. It is.
the
Actually,
cherry
It's
does not
not what I
overpower
expected.
the apple, and the apple does not overpower the cherry.
Mm.
That's a really good
It's
one.
very tart. Yeah. Ooh, mouth-watering. Very good. Good choice. So, guys, welcome to the show. I want to let everybody know that we've been working overtime. Real quick update on the Stranded Warrior film. It's the trailer. We worked.
Oh, I can play
a
the
lot.
trailer now? Okay, hang on.
No. We worked.
Dang it.
And when I say we, that's like 70% Tipsy Toaster. We put it together. We had magical input from our CG team. Chuck had a lot to do with this. Thank you, Mr. Chuck Davenport, for giving us some guidance. We've reworked the trailer, and it's even better than it was before. And we're super excited. And we're going to start getting some of the other CG work that goes into the green screening and stuff like that.
Yep.
The editor that's helping us with this, he's working on it as of today. And come Dragon Con, guys, we're going to have a really one heck of a premiere, being that we have a panel there. And we're going to do trivia. So it's panel, and then the trivia follows.
Yep.
We're going to have George Zuvalos, star of The Stranded Warrior, and Diana Durango, both will be, as well as George Kiriakopoulos, the other co-star in The Stranded Warrior are all coming. They're going to be there, although they're SAG, because our work is a micro budget. It is not for any of the struck companies. They are free to come and do the promotion. So I
Yeah,
hope you
actually,
guys come out.
it was really interesting that they came out with a thing that said,
Yeah,
for all the actors to go to the independent people and start filming.
yeah,
I thought that
that's
was
right.
kind of cool. I don't know if any
Yeah,
of
it
them
was.
are, but I mean, most of them want to make money.
Yeah,
Not
but
a lot of them are going to go to, hey, we're filming a free thing. Can you come on over and help us
yeah.
out?
It's keeping busy. But they are going to the cons. They're allowing them to go to
Yep.
cons, which is really cool. So thank you, SAG-AFTRA, for doing that, for giving that consideration. So they're coming. We're gonna have a great time at Dragon Con, guys. So remember that. Keep that in mind. James, thanks for tuning in live. Rob, of course, is back with us. And again, Rob, thank you for helping out with the trivia. We're going to be using your questions for the Dragon Con Battlestar Galactica trivia. And no, you came in at the right time. You didn't miss anything. And we're just, man, there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes. And we are also loosely participating in a sci-fi film festival. I'll be
Yes.
doing some, yeah, I'll be doing some screenings of for competition at a local film
What's the name of
festival.
it?
It's actually called the Brooklyn Science Fiction Film Festival. So I am officially designated as a screener for that. So they're expecting over 200 films of all sizes. Yes, international. And so we're going to start working on those very, very soon. Paul's with us. Commander Kane, welcome to IFB. Thank you for tuning in. Looking forward to meeting up with you and everybody else at the convention. And we have Tiny Bean Tara waiting.
No, we don't. She's not waiting.
She's not waiting.
No.
She's here with us.
I'm looking at her now. She's back over there.
Excellent. She's getting
Put
ready.
up with us. She's got to get get some mimosas or something
get
down there and
yeah.
get the wine going. She's like, oh my gosh,
Excellent.
It's another week with those guys again. I got to get
those
something
dummies.
going on there.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. Well, I
Let's
guess
see if I can
you
get
might
this
as
to
well
work.
make it happen.
Yeah, there we go. Let's see if it pops over.
Perfect. All right.
No, it did. Oh, it did. Okay. I have added new things to it, so I had to get the audio pieces going.
All right.
But-
Cool. Well,
Okay.
so Tara, what's cooking?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. It's been a while. How'd the thing go?
Yeah. Oh, it was really great. It was like a 16-hour day, but it was a good fundraiser.
Wow.
16 hours.
Yeah, you got to keep us. You got to keep us in the loop so that we can help promote. That's a worthy charity up at the Lake Placid Center for the Arts, and you're completely vested in what they do. You're affiliated with them, and so we want to make sure that we lend our hand any way we can.
Thank you so much, guys. That was so appreciated. My bosses even saw that, and they were like, "Oh my god!"
Cool.
There we go.
Very cool. All right. Well, the pleasure's
Yeah.
ours, Tara. You know that. Kim is with us. Kim, thanks for tuning in. Always like to have all of you joining us. So, what do you got for us, Tiny Bean?
All right, let me jump in. I got a lot of fun stuff this week. So, hello, IFB. Welcome to Tiny Bean's Corner, where we discuss some new and interesting things that we may want to check out. And happy midsummer time. It is hot, sticky, and rainy all at the same time. So it's a great time to watch some cool stuff on the screen. So let's start with up and coming things to watch for, beginning with a reminder that Good Omens Season 2 starts on Amazon Prime in only 2 days. What a relief that will be. If you are looking for something irreverent, hilarious, supernatural, and very British, look no further. The combined talents of the late Terry Pratchett and the great Neil Gaiman are behind the source material. Read the original book if you really want to laugh out loud. And it echoes my
Good audiobook
beloved
too, by the
Douglas Adams. It is, right? It is a really good audiobook. But yeah, that reminds me of, Douglas Adams in The Hitchhiker's Guide and Monty Python, of course. This one is starring Michael Sheen and David Tennant, cheerfully chewing the scenery, and their chemistry and rapport as these opposing angels has a great Felix and Oscar feel to it, and it is just delightful. It's a short 6-episode season, so I imagine they will make use of every possible minute. I mean, it's going to be good. So there will be cameos galore, and a good time will be had by all. So make sure you check that out just 2 days from now. Now, speaking of very British, I am a big fan of the drawing room whodunit genre. No one can compare to the work of the original grand dame, Agatha Christie. We've been lucky to get a lot of new spins on her work in the last few years, and I am particularly fond of the Kenneth Branagh Hercule Poirot films. He started with Murder on the Orient Express, recently did Death on the Nile, and coming this September will be A Haunting in Venice. Based on Christie's Halloween Party, very happy this one is going to get a big screen treatment, because the other two have already been filmed. This one has not. So, trailer was just released, and it hits every note. Once again, it features a cast of notables, including recent Academy Award winner Michelle Yeoh, Tina Fey, Jamie Dornan, Kelly Riley, and of course, Kenneth Branagh as the generously mustachioed Sweet. This will hit theaters on September 15th. And now, while we're thinking Halloween and spooks, this Halloween we are in for quite a treat. I am of the opinion that 1973's The Exorcist is quite possibly the scariest movie of all time. This was no dumb B horror flick. Based on the book by William Peter Blatty, this film was nominated for a slew of Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Actress, and both supporting actor categories. And let's not forget that music, As If You Could. There were a few not-so-great sequels to follow, those we would prefer to forget. But now, 50 years later, we will be getting Exorcist Believer, the first of a promised trilogy directly connected to the original movie. They are bringing back an absolutely stunning 90-year-old Ellen Burstyn reprising her role as Chris McNeil. Also starring Academy Award nominee and Tony Award winner for Hamilton, for my Broadway fans in the fleet, one of my absolute favorite actors, Leslie Odom Jr., as the father of a young girl who suddenly goes missing with a friend, and when they are found, they are different. We all know where this is going. The trailer scared the daylights out of me. Please check it out if you like this sort of thing. It's hitting on all cylinders and will surely make Halloween more interesting this year. It'll drop in theaters on Friday the 13th, of course, this October. Now, moving on to reviews. This week in our review section, I have 2 shows to talk about, both in their second season, and I think they are both absolutely wonderful. Let's start with Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Now, we all know it is a show or film in a totally beloved cinematic world that has a veritable legion of fans and expect to make all of them happy. But 7 episodes into this season, I can't stop smiling. Yeah, they've made errors of canon to squabble over. Yeah, it's been a mixed bag of a season a bit, but even when it's not stellar, it's never bad. They have managed to capture some of the irreverent charm and humor of the original series. I love how some of the episodes this season are diving into specific characters more. Uhura gets a fantastic spotlight episode in episode 6, Lost in Translation, that also features a scene of Spock, Uhura, and James T. Kirk having a drink together for the first time. Speaking of Kirk, Paul Wesley is a slam dunk in this role, in my opinion. He's giving a very nuanced and thoughtful characterization. And I venture to say episode 3's time-traveling tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow is on par with the original series episode City on the Edge of Forever.
Oh, yeah.
The 8 Gates show.
It was good.
Right? I mean, really good. Ethan Peck, Yeah, that's Gregory Peck's grandson. He is hilarious as Spock. Did I just say hilarious and Spock in the
Yeah,
same
no kidding.
sentence? Yes. Yes, I did. Watch and you'll see. He's wonderful. But the absolute best so far, I think, episode 7, Those Old Scientists, which features a crossover of characters from the animated series Below Deck, played by the actors who voiced them. Tawny
I haven't
Newsome
seen
and
that one
Jack.
yet. I got to see it.
Oh, it's great. Oh my
Oh,
God.
oh, oh.
It's funny. It's
It
good.
is so I thought it would be good. I didn't think it was gonna be that good, and it was amazing. I mean, Jack Quaid is flawless, bringing this role to full-bodied, like flesh and blood life. This episode explores so many themes, brings so much depth to all the different Star Trek films and series, and I think it should be absolute mandatory viewing for any Trekkie fan. It is that good. Oh, and it was directed by Jonathan Frakes too.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
also
all I've been
like
hearing about is the saddle, um, mounting the saddle as though
The
Jonathan Frakes would.
the
yeah,
Riker move.
The Riker
the
move.
Riker
Yeah.
move. Yes.
Ah,
Oh, there's
Uh,
so many little nods. It's just, I mean, it requires multiple viewing to catch all of the little moments. Really does. It is a beautiful homage to fandom in general, I think. And as we say at IFB, fans feel the fleet. So, if you watch none of the rest of the series, do me a favor, watch this episode. There's only 3 more in this season, and you can catch them all now before the next ones come out on Paramount Plus. Now, last up, guys, I hope you guys are watching The Bear on Hulu. Now, I know we talked about this one last year when it came out of nowhere, and it became last year's best reviewed show on TV. Well, the second season is even better, guys. This is the one that stars Jeremy Allen White, you might recognize from Shameless, and he's a 5-star up-and-coming chef forced back home to run his family's Chicago sandwich shop after the death of his brother. Yes, it's a drama, but it's also a comedy. The Emmys have nominated it under comedy, and by the way, it is nominated in every category.
oh wow.
Calling it just a drama or just a show about a restaurant is like saying The Godfather is just a mob movie. It's this Italian family drama, but in this Italian family, instead of occasionally killing people for business, they feed people. There are things here that are instantly recognizable and relatable to everyone. Now, did you ever watch a show and an episode is so good that you immediately start it over from the beginning? Yeah, well, I've done that with at least 3 episodes this season. No joke. The episode Fishes may be one of the most insane and flawless episodes of TV I have ever seen. It's a prequel, standalone episode taking us back to Christmas Eve several years back for, you guessed it, the Feast of the Seven Fishes. And it features a
oh,
guest cast that includes Sarah Paulson, John Mulaney, Bob Odenkirk, and oh yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis as the most off-the-hook, crazy Italian mother you've ever seen. Buckle up, guys. It is an uncomfortable, relatable, loud, and occasionally hilarious ride. But the hero of this season is Eben Moss Backrack, who plays Cousin Richie, who kind of the guy you love to hate in the first season, but in this season, his character arc is outstanding. The episode Forks, quite possibly my favorite ever. I could go on and on about this, guys, but if you are looking for a brilliant show with great writing that is never predictable, stellar acting, moving scenes, great camera work, laughter and tears, here you go. So let it rip. That's all for this week. Back to you, Pete.
oh, thank you, Tara, for bringing us along on that roller coaster ride. And I am trying to keep up with all of your recommendations. I do want to mention that Marcelo Arias from Chile is with us. Was a guest. He is a computer graphics specialist, aficionado, And thank you for joining us, Marcelo. Hopefully, we'll have you back on our show at some time. He was one of our, I believe he was a guest back in when we
back in the
first,
first
our first
season,
year. Yeah,
that was
first season.
that was one of the first people we interviewed that didn't speak English.
Yeah,
it was amazing. It was fun.
It was. It really was. Michael Morlock, thanks for joining us. Nice to see you again. And hey, by the way, Bert Oliver Bulmer, a former guest of ours, also a military sci-fi author, says hello, Tara. So great summary, Tara. So there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can't wait to catch the rest of the Strange New World season. I'm very excited for the last 3 episodes.
It looks tremendous. We've been watching it. Actually, I think I might be behind one. They threw us off with the crossover episode. They released that. Yeah. So I got one to catch up on. So that's where I'm going to be heading. I started watching Bear. I don't know, Chris, I don't know if you saw it. It's not sci-fi related, but it's a great show. And I did watch the first 3 episodes on a flight. And so when I get a chance and I'm caught up with our other shows, I will, because I'm watching Foundation.
Oh, good. Okay. What do you
think?
think?
Foundation. I'm in.
Good,
I like it.
Good,
I'm waiting to see where they're going to go. First season was really good.
It was too
and now
Dune-ish.
the second season, we'll see. However, Silo, I watched Silo first. Oh my God. Really
that
good.
was also her thing. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I know I mentioned it last time, and we were just talking before we went on. I just finished the book, The Three-Body Problem, that Netflix is bringing to the screen next year from the showrunners who brought us Game of Thrones. And the book is really good sci-fi, guys. This is from the #1 sci-fi author out of China. The first time his work has been translated into English.
Yep.
And wow.
It
is like really true. And it's the first in a series too. So now, of course, I have to get the rest of the series because they left you hanging at the end. And I went, oh, this is great. So yeah, looking forward to that next year. We'll be all over it.
Very cool.
All I have to say is John's going to mention it later, so I'm going to steal some of his thunder with Dark Winds.
Dark Winds, yes, another great
Season
show.
2.
Yes.
Cool.
Jen Horn and Denise Butcher, thank you for joining us live. And you're jumping on, I think, to catch up with none other than T.E. Butcher, our special guest author, who is going to be on in a couple minutes. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff, remarkably. However, things are going to get, things are going to get a little weird because of the strike. And, Tara, we mentioned before, we just want to make sure that we are open about the fact that, IFB supports the SAG-AFTRA and WGA strike. And we hope it gets settled in properly soon. And, so we're behind you guys out there for everyone that's in the union. And we hope that, it's got to be done right, or else what's the point, right?
Listen, if we got to wait a little bit longer for our shows and stuff, it is absolutely worth it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, well, thanks for tuning in, guys. And Tara, thank you for giving us the update. As always, you're on top of things. We appreciate it. And looking forward to getting your TSW cards to you so you can autograph those, and I can have them for distribution at Dragon Con. And Commander Kane, Paul Rotter just reminded us that it's 32 cycles till Dragon Con, which we're going to be there with bells on. So it's going to be fun.
Amazing.
Way too soon.
Great time.
All right, guys. Well, have fun. I will be watching. Can't wait to see the next interview up, guys.
Thank you, Tiny Bean. Sarah. Here's to you. Thanks for doing what you do.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Well, we have our special guest and Tyler Butcher, who's been writing a lot of really cool books series. I mean, we're going to talk to him. I mean, he's got a bunch of books out, and I want to delve in. I got some some questions about the series and things like that. And hey, Dave Turnbull is with us as well. So thanks for joining us, and Liberty as well. Wow, we got a bunch of live. We usually have thousands that watch us in syndication, and we're always very, very happy to have all of you stepping up and watching us live. Thank you for tuning in. And Tipsy Toaster is, you have more screens up now than you ever have before, and I can see your eyes rolling like
One,
satellites
two,
all over the
three,
place.
4.
Yes. All right. Well, without holding them back any longer, Tyler's been
Ready?
yes,
All right, let's
been
see if we can get him
patiently
on here.
waiting to come on. Tyler, welcome
Hey,
to
what's up?
Interfleet Broadcasting. Thanks for waiting there in the wings. And I don't know if you do a lot of these interviews, book wise or otherwise. We want to find out what's it like on your end, promoting your stuff and getting the word out. I mean, you have a successful writing career here, so tell us about what's going on.
Yeah, so this is actually only I think my second YouTube interview. I haven't done a lot of these, and it is kind of weird. Like, no one really wants to be a self-promoter, but you kind of have to be
Oh yeah.
when
Yeah.
you're an indie author.
Oh heck yeah! But what's it like though? I mean, you're cranking this stuff out, obviously, right? So like the setup, the behind the scenes here, Tyler, is that if you had one novel that you wrote and that was it, right? There was no other novel, and it was a one off, and that was fun and that was great, and so be it. That's not your story, man. I know that
Nope.
Homeworld, there's 8 volumes, 8 novels written just on Homeworld, and you're going to tell us where that's going. And you have a lot of stuff that you've written. So how does that play, man? How does that make you feel? You're talking about, do you have to self promote? You have a lot of fans, bro. You have a lot of fans, or else you wouldn't be writing. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I do have very passionate fans. Very, very passionate audience, and I'm very appreciative of them. Uh, they're not particularly vocal, but I do see them when they are. Homeworld is actually an interesting series to do because so you asked about production earlier, and I usually have like one or two books that are like at this point 2 or 3 books in outline stage, like a couple series in outline stage, a book that I'm currently drafting, and then at least one in some form of editing, whether I'm editing it in Pro Writing Aid or my editor's looking at it, one or the other. And so that's generally how that goes along. Homeworld was tough because when it concluded, I more or less told my editor, I have to conclude this because the entire thing was more or less the series outline, not each individual book, was more or less outlined in a yes and format. It's like in book one, we went, okay, so these dinosaur aliens, kind of in like a Battlestar Galactica situation, like Earth is a myth to them, and they're like, oh, we don't know if they find it. Like, oh crap, we found it. Oh, there's people on it. What are we gonna do about this? Uh, which kicks off the most incompetent alien invasion in sci-fi history. And
Okay.
it's not really an invasion. They just kind of there are some bad actors on both sides, but for the most part, they just kind of show up and go, oh, hey, we're here. We're from here. You mind taking us in? And the series just, I told one of my friends who started it, I was like, yeah, once the plot picks up, it doesn't stop for like 8 books.
Which is cool.
Yeah. So they're like,
So,
oh, there's like, go ahead.
so Tyler, you're saying that um, that 8 is enough? Is there a chance that it could go further? Would you bring it back?
I could bring that one back. I would just need the right story. Right now, I am flooded to the brim with like Panzerter stuff, Armored Warrior Panzerter, and the Blackwater series. And as soon as Blackwater finishes, I got another Panzerter series that's in the works at the moment. I got another new series to kind of one of my goals was to, at any given time, I have a Panzerter series and then a non-Panzerter series that are being published like around the same time. So I'm working on that, not really successor to Homeworld, but like spiritual successor, and that is a series I'm writing that doesn't have anything to do with the Panzerter. Because some, like I said, I'm flooded to the brim with ideas for those books, but at the same time, sometimes I need a break.
So tell us how do you juggle these things? So do you write them out? Are you the type of guy that has to have either a pen or a notebook by your side all the time? Does it have to be a special pen or not? Or what's your style? How do you keep
Uh,
this all going, and what do you do?
so I do have a notebook that I keep a lot of things in. I also have a bunch of spreadsheets and number sheets that where I'm tracking series outlines, and sometimes I'll go back and I'll be like, okay, these are good scenes for this series, and I'll think of like a good scene or a cool character. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put a pin in that. I'm gonna come back to that. Because with Panzerter, I had this whole war essentially played out in my mind. And right now it's just a matter of going around and telling the stories from that war. Now there is going to be a sequel series, kind of like a second generation story that comes after that. But that's after I've kind of completed this soldier, sailor, marine arc that the Red World War and Blackwater revolve around right now, in the future third series as well. As
Cool.
well as tons of short stories from like little things like little engagements or little one-offs like, oh, what's going on over here? What's happening on this front? What are these people doing? What's the home front look like for both sides? Things of that nature.
What's your inspiration, Tyler? Where do you what like you seem like the type of guy, like you said, you have a lot of this going on in your head and you're putting it down, and you have, simultaneously there's another thing going on in one of these worlds, but there's got to be a catalyst. What's behind this?
So this, funny enough, is really a sci-fi story. It started as an alternate history story where the United States of Austria-Hungary, kind of a federated republic version of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, was going to fight like a proto-communist France in an alternate World War One. A lot of stuff happened in kind of the idea soup process. And as a joke, someone mentioned giant robots, and then I got fixated on that. So then the story moved to Mars because of gravity. But then I'm like, oh, how do I get all these people that were supposed to be in this one place over here? And so that kind of led to the genesis of Tharsis and the Union, and then the other nations of Mars came into focus. And once I understood how these people got there, other facts of this it is an alternate history story, but it's much more a sci-fi story at this point. Just the point of divergence is in like 1993 as opposed to 1914.
Cool. Wow. And so where does this take you? Right? So Panzerter goes, from its beginning, its inception, and it's now moving. And what's the trajectory? Where do you see this going?
Where do I see it going? I do intend. So there's going to be second generation story. Somewhere after that second generation story, the long term play here is I am eventually going to set up a conflict between the nations of Earth and Mars. And there's going to be some that are not on the side that you think they should be. There'll be some Mars nations that side with Earth. There could be some Earth nations that side with Mars. It wouldn't be so clear cut as like two planets just have it out for each other. Because one of the sci-fi tropes that I hate is and Star Trek is guilty about this, Star Wars is guilty about this, BattleTech's guilty about this. The planet has one government. And I look at that and I say, yeah, right. We have 8 billion people on Earth right now, and we have like 150 different different nation states.
Right. So that's your take is that some form of that will be around in at least the world that you're putting together, which is cool.
So there'd be specific cultural identities. People identify with each other in different ways, and then the shared sense of identity would develop certain groups of colonies to become full-on countries once the domes come down.
Oh, oh boy.
Because
So
at the
this is not ending anytime soon, Tyler. That's what I hear.
yeah, no. So Panzer Order takes place long after the domes have come down. These countries have been doomed for about 100 years to have rivalries and pick at each other and fight their own bush wars against each other, to build up space fleets, to kind of make their mark on history and say like, hey, we're here. And by
Cool.
what I'm building to is by the end of that second generation story, the nations of Earth are going to kind of be like, all right, we need to rein this in, and that's going to lead to conflict between the two, which will then, I do intend to go beyond the solar system at some point, but the plans for that are a lot more. That's like the 1,000-meter target right now. And right now, my
Wow.
immediate focus is this 3 generations of story that I'm working on right now.
All right. So between Homeworld and Homeworld, you said is pretty much wrapped at book 8, and in
Correct.
theory you could bring it back, but Panzerder is definitely, it still has plenty of life in it. What else are you working on? I know you got to have something else going. What else you got going?
So my current work in progress is working title's Constellation. It was based off this. I listen to a lot of for lack of a better term, sci-fi podcasts and like science podcasts, like futurism. Like Isaac Arthur's a good one or Isaac Arthur, yeah, I think it's Isaac Arthur is the guy. But a lot of people are like, oh, you can't have faster than light travel because you'd mess with time and stuff. And I'm like, well, what if you did mess with time when you went faster than light? And so kind of the genesis for this story is at some point in the future, this dude just takes all the safety features off his FTL drive and intentionally sends a ship back into the past. And in 2045, you got a bunch of Spadiers, Space Force, Space Marines, because I think the way the Space Force organized itself is kind of stupid uh, in real life. So there's a few differences between this fictional Space Force and the actual one. Like, no one's a Guardian. There are no specialists. It's like spacemen, senior spacemen, etc., etc. It's more like Air Force rank structure, kind of. But then you have these you have the Spatiers that are basically Space Marines. You have all these different factions kind of going and check it out. This ghost ship that just kind of appears with no one on it, and they're kind of left to figure out what happened.
Cool. Very cool. All right. So, one question, Tyler, that every author gets when they come on the show is, how many of your books are in audio format?
I can actually quick reference that right now. So
Oh.
the entire main Panzer series is in audio.
Wow.
Ooh. Ooh.
I believe as current as all right. So Blackwater is at 4 books right now, and we'll have a near simultaneous audio release. As soon as that 4th book comes out, the audiobook will either come out the same day or right behind it. As for Homeworld,
Outstanding.
the omnibus editions have audio versions for
Ooh.
cost effectiveness reasons. And so part 1 and part 2 both have audio, and part 3 is in production right now.
Well, I could tell you that the Tipsy Toaster is very happy to hear
Heck
that.
yeah. Audiobooks
We're
rule. I
yeah.
just don't have time to read anymore.
Unfortunately, not, and I am in the same boat. So I also indulge heavily in the audiobooks as well. So I'm happy to hear that, and I am prepared. All right. So next question, Tyler, is for those of us that have not taken the dip into either of your series, which one do we begin? Where do we start? Which one do you think, like here on IFB? Anybody on IFB that's watching, where do we start? Do we start one, the other? Doesn't matter.
So the Red World War and Blackwater are both written as valid entry points into the Panzer universe. If I had to
Ooh,
recommend one or the other, I'd recommend Blackwater because I wrote
okay.
it later, so the quality is a little bit better because I got better as an author between because the Red World War was the first book I published, and between that and Blackwater, by the time I published Blackwater, I had like 15 books published or something close to that. And so by the time I wrote Blackwater, I was significantly more confident as an author, although I still Red World War still decent, still good, still solid, still a special place in my heart. Uh, Quality characters in there. I also recommend Homeworld Occupied if you don't want to stick if you just want something to binge. Homeworld's there. It's 8 books, and it's pretty fast paced. I wrote those. I think the average is between 45,000 to 60,000 words per book, so they're a good bit shorter than most of my Panzerder stuff.
Wow, that is impressive. Very, very cool. I also like to bring this up with my guest authors. Um, if you had a vision for either a graphic novel or either a TV series or a movie, which would you choose before the other, or any of them? Maybe you wouldn't, go that way at all.
So so for me personally, like TV movie, that's like those are like artillery or tank range targets. Like I'm not too worried about that right now. And if it does happen, I would want it to be in a situation where I have a lot more creative control over how those are adapted. Because I always, when it's my work, my IP, my baby, I prefer to have my hand on the wheel, especially if it's something like Panzerder. Um, realistically, and I have been looking at artists and like talking to some people about doing a graphic novel adaptation of the Red World War.
Cool.
So I think
That makes
for
Pete
me
happy.
that is, yeah. So that, and because the mech designs on the covers aren't quite accurate to like what those Panzerders are supposed to actually look like. There's some issue with the cover artist where he didn't want to, like, he wanted to own the copyright to the covers like after like so much time, and like leave them it
Wow.
yeah, I just don't want to deal with it. So when I talk to whoever I decide to do this graphic novel version with, those designs would be the actual designs that appear in that.
Cool. Oh wow, that's really awesome. If um if and when you start your, I guess, your tour, right? I would imagine that somewhere in the near future you're going to be doing, autograph tours and some of the conventions and stuff. Is if you haven't already.
I Dragon Con, I've lived or near enough to Dragon Con since I was in high school, but ever since I joined the Guard, I've always had drill the weekend Dragon Con is, so I never bothered. And then once in a blue moon, like this year, I will not have drill on the same date as Dragon Con, but I didn't get tickets or set up a booth because I assumed I would be at drill.
Planning, baby, planning, all about the planning. You got to get out there. We want to see you at the cons, Tyler. We got to see you at the cons, man, because we run into a lot of great authors like yourself, and I think you sell yourself short. You can't do them all, but you got to get yourself out there, especially with, the stuff that you have. You have a great body of work, and it's got it. You got to get it out there, and we are happy to help you. We want you to come back. So when the next one drops, or whenever you have another milestone, definitely reach out, and we'd like to have you back. And we want to know more about, maybe we'll tease out some more of your technique. That's what I think I would like to, on your next go around when you come back. I want to talk more about your technique and, your inner workings on writing, because a lot of our fans are also writers, and so, exchanging some of that, intellectual juice that you have. That's what we want to get into that as well.
So as far as like the technique things, my kind of four pillars that I really stick to when I'm writing are planning, enthusiasm, time. Ah, crap, what's the fourth one?
Memory.
Excellent.
Memory is the fourth one.
Yeah, there we are. It might just be another word for planning. I wrote a note to myself so I'd remember, and
Well,
I totally drew a blank. But no, you need...
Bring that back next time you come. You're going to bring back the fourth pillar.
I
We'll
will,
make it a
so
mystery.
You definitely... Yeah, ooh, mysterious. I'll write a book about it or something. Ooh.
The fourth pillar.
But no, I'm definitely a planner. I have all my scenes planned out. I have like a paragraph, sometimes 2 paragraphs of like what's in that scene. More if it's a fight scene, because when it comes to, I don't have so many fight scenes per se. Like, I feel like fantasy novels lean more into the fight thing. Where like, oh, he punched this guy and then he stabbed this guy and yada. Whereas a lot of the combat in my books is a full-on battle, and so I need to like map that out. I have crudely drawn maps where it'll be like some cheap like fantasy map software with like NATO symbols for stuff. Like, oh, this company moves here like at this time, and they got hammered by artillery, so they're like, oh, F this, we're abandoning our position at this time, and then they're aware of this, so then they're moving up, and there's a lot of that. Like, battles are very painstakingly, dare I say, autistically planned out to like the minute, like when stuff happens. And no plan survives contact with the enemy. So sometimes I plan these battles out 3 or 4 times where I'm like, okay, some randomness happens. Like, oh, these guys showed up at the wrong position, but it worked out because they caught the enemy off guard and they're able to take advantage of that.
Cool.
I had that happen a
Very
few times
cool.
where 2 units just kind of run into each other and they're like, what? And
that's great. Look, that's what makes it your work, makes it unique, and makes it worth reading. So Tyler, like I said, we open door, we want you to come back. Next milestone, keep us in mind, and let's have you come back. We'll do another round with you, man.
I'd love it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, Tyler, here's to you, man. Thank you for taking the time out, and we're looking forward to having you back again.
Yep, here's to you.
Right,
keep creating those worlds for us to live in.
Oh yeah,
bottoms up.
I love it.
Take care.
Y'all too.
Lisa, thank you for joining us live. All right, so we're supposed to at some point cross paths with John 1. I believe he is attempting to get himself online.
He can't find his computer again?
His computer, he's locked out of his computer. So
who changed the damn password?
Yeah. So Dorian, if you have your link from last time and you want to use it, now's your time, man. Find it and get up on here, and we'll have you come on up, man. We'll do a little catch up. Dorian just sent me a text, and you're more than welcome. You're very welcome, Tyler, for coming on. Thank you very much. And again, looking forward to having you. You just gave us a quick thank you. Thank you to you. Right back at you, buddy. And keep doing what you're doing. I mean, incredible work. And now that we know it's audio, we can jump in.
Yeah, I don't know which one to get first, though. I at least try one. Every author we have, I at least try one of the audiobooks.
Yeah.
At least one.
Oh, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I do like the Homeworld series. Looks interesting.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm afraid if I get into the Panzerder series, it'll be
you're
downhill. Because sometimes I'll get that first book and I'm like, that's pretty good. And then I'm like, 8 books later, I'm like, oh no.
Well, well, guess what? That's what makes a really good book. So what the heck? Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with that. That's the name of the game. If it's something that you like, then hey,
Blackwater. He recommends Blackwater. Okay.
Blackwater, yeah.
I got. All right,
All right,
hang on.
cool.
Where's that one at? Yep.
Yeah, just get in there and let me see if I can. Maybe we'll get. See if we get Dorian to come on. Let me see if I think I can. I think I can make something happen. Let's see. Let's see if I can do
Are
this.
you ready?
Yeah. Hold on.
Go ahead.
You got him?
No. Yep.
No.
I think we have him. Hang on.
All right, cool.
Un momento, por favore.
Excellent.
Uno momento.
All right. So, for those of you that have been following along, one of our first guests was a sci-fi author, award-winning sci-fi author, none other than Dorian Keyes, who's also had a cameo in The Stranded Warrior. He's helping us he's scoring our soundtrack, and I think he might be.
He's on, but I've got the wrong lower third, but we'll have to deal with it.
Okay, so you're going to fix that. But all right, so we're going to have Dorian on.
There's
so
Dorian there.
John 1, if you're out there and you can get on with your phone at least, you're more than welcome.
John 1 and Dorian are on the same number.
You have 8.
I have 8, but you gave him,
So. No, I gave John's got what he has.
Jane's got what he has, but Dorian's got what he has, so.
Yeah, so I got to give we're going to give John a backup. You want to send him a quick backup?
I can try while you guys are talking if I can.
Yeah,
switch
so
over.
you want to.
It'll look funny because it'll have John 1 at the bottom, but.
Bring one of the guys up. I'll talk, and then you have now.
I bring him up.
Possible.
That's fine, but it's just this is John
there
1
he
at
is.
the bottom. Sorry.
Hey, Dorian, what's up, buddy? How the heck are you?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
That's not Dorian, it's John 1. Can't you read the bottom?
No, I know better than that. I can tell the difference.
Change the name.
Yeah, that's right. Change the name, will you?
I'm working on it.
By the way,
not a big deal.
Dorian, we have for Dragon Con, we have your Stranded Warrior card is going to debut.
That's very cool, man. I didn't expect that last time when you said.
That's right, dude.
That is very cool.
We had it was great having you on set. You came both days. I mean, we have this working relationship and then some, but you were there. You helped us out so much. We named your character. We gave you a little bit of a backstory for your character, which I know you're going to like. And so once we get those cards, I'm going to make sure you get a few. We're going to have some of them autographed. We're going to be giving them out at Dragon Con. And we're very, very lucky and grateful to have you in our corner, Dorian. And I'll also have you know that the work you did for the opening sequence for the Stranded Warrior, we use that for the trailer.
And yes, I'm getting ready to send it back to you so you can tweak it a little even more. So
yes.
I know you're a perfectionist, sir. So
Right. I was trying to approximate because I only listened to as Chris said. I didn't listen. I didn't see the whole thing. I just saw like 2 30-second clips, and they were far away from each other. And I know what you're talking about with the beginning. It's true. It did fall perfectly with whatever was on the screen in there.
Absolutely.
The rest, since it's about 30 seconds shorter. I mean, this. I'll work it. I'll shorten it up a little bit, and we'll make it nice.
Actually, we stretched it out a little bit at the end there, so I can play it for everybody if you want, Pete.
No,
right?
Not playing anything. Wait, we got. Chris doesn't want to. He doesn't understand the world premiere. He is so excited about it. Dorian, we are excited, man, because when we actually were discussing how to put together the trailer, and then we grabbed your work. That was it. It was. Once we have, so for everybody that's watching, so Dorian is a award-winning science fiction author, but he is also musically talented. And so this is what we're now kind of leaning on one of your other talents, Dorian, and that's the musical skills that you have. And we're so excited and we're so grateful for all your work, and everybody's going to see it. And then we want to make sure everyone knows that it came from you. Never mind the credits, of course, but since he came on, that's what we're doing. And now that was our update. Dorian, what are you doing with your work? Give us an update on what
Oops,
you're up
wrong
to.
button. I was
Beep.
sneezing. I was getting
90%
ready
of
to
the time
sneeze.
when I 90% of the time when I message on the chat, I'm not able to I'm not able I'm everywhere else. I just watch you. I'm unable to come and be on the show. God knows I want to be on the show because it's fun. I mean, the first time when we actually did this was a little bit stiff, and how things are going to work
Wow,
and
we
where
were a
I'm
little bit
looking
stiff back
at
then
all.
too. I mean, it was so long ago.
Yeah, come on.
How long has it been? I was looking at the chat. Has it already been 3 years?
It's been 3 years.
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Time goes by, but Dorian, you've
Time
worked hard. You have worked
flies.
seriously hard. So what
So
what are you publishing next? What's the next work? Come on.
so this is okay. Back I just published the Yesterday's Tomorrow. One is still making the rounds through editor reviews, and the publisher is just pushing it around. And I know, Chris, I'm keenly aware about the audiobook situation. As far as realistically speaking, the book has to sell enough in order to justify something, like in a business sense. It has to sell enough in order to justify, okay, we're going to make an audiobook. Otherwise, it's just financially it doesn't make it doesn't add up. So we are working that way. I, together with a publisher, we are working that way. It's just this stuff, man, it takes time. It doesn't happen in a snap. I have two projects realistically in my hands right now. I have the continuation of my first novella, Imprint Legacy. That one, the novella was always a precursor to what I am writing right now. It's basically just the intro to the world. Right now, the next book is, as far as I'm going, it's at 85,000 words now. I don't know how many pages that makes, but it's probably going to be a thick volume. The current publisher wants the book, so chances are probably that one will disappear from Amazon for a certain amount of time, and then will be published together as a packet the second time, which will make the book even thicker. We'll see how that's going to work. What I have right now, we're already, this is the 7th month of the year, and this year has been a little crazy, I must add. In between, I mean, the graphic novel, the comic book that I'm making, that's out of my hands. All I'm doing right now is just waiting for him to show me pages, and it's trickling slowly, but it's trickling.
Nice.
The next story, yeah, I'm so excited for that. Every time I see it, like, I have a grin on my face. I know he can't see me, but I get a text message and he sends me the pictures, and I'm like, yes.
You showed me. I saw some of that, and I was hoping you were going to bring it up tonight. So thank you for letting us know.
Okay. I have been advised not to talk too much about this up until everything is mostly done, for marketing reasons, because I will put this on crowdfunded, but when I put the book on on the platform, I want it to be done. I don't want people to be annoyed that it's taking so long. I'm eating that time myself. It's been 2 years since this contract was signed. And I will say something about the author that was previously I was watching. The copyright thing, it's a big deal, man. I mean, it was very hard, the terms of the contract that I negotiated with the current artists that I have. I have negotiated with other artists, And I understand. It's a two-pronged thing, right? On one side, the artist, he wants the work. I mean, you did work. I get it. You want to get paid, and that's how that business works. On the other side, I'm not a big publisher. I'm not Marvel. I'm not DC Comics. You understand? My funds are very limited, and what what ends up happening if you or the artist, anybody that's listening, if you restrict me into that, okay, I want royalties, now my returns will diminish so much that it doesn't make business sense to even do this.
Right.
So I'm not going to go into what terms I went to, because of course, contracts are contracts. But that thing is coming along, and I'm gonna wait up until I have something of substance to put it up and show it to everybody. I'm biting my nails, just like Chris wants to. I feel him. I feel him. I'm literally biting. I want to show this to everybody, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't. So, but it's coming along nicely. I could say that this is one of the stories that I published in one of the short stories that I published in the Morning Star. It's called "This Is Not a Bedtime Story."
Okay.
And my eventual goal for the future with that specific book, and I told that to myself when I was writing it, is to make all of the stories in graphic form. Just
Cool.
based on what's happening right now, I'm probably gonna be like 85 years old by the time that's finished. But
No, you're not. No, you're not. Nope.
but
Not. You'll
well,
see. It's
see,
gonna roll.
it divides like this. It's either time or money. Right now, as the author, doesn't really have much money, but all I have is time. So so you gotta split it one way or the other. So right now, I'm waiting for that. I am also editing Imprint Legacy, the continuation. This year, I hope, and I know this is not signed yet. I've been in talks with the publisher. I am working on something, and it might be a little too early to speak about this, because, well, I tend to change storylines, and but I can give you like a big overhead as to where my research is going right now, which is time travel.
Nice. I love
Now-
time travel. Perfect.
Now, I am not a big fan of multiverses. They cheapen every story they touch.
Okay.
For the simple fact that, personally, I think that the stakes for any given character are zero. We know that he's gonna make it no matter what volcano he jumps in, because it's the multiverse, right?
Right.
So this as an author, this is what I see every time I hear the word multiverse. Is cheap characters, and don't get me wrong, I don't mean cheap writing or anything like that, but the method that is being used, and I understand it. Most producers and IP holders don't want to kill off their characters because they're golden geese. I get it, but in a writing, as storytelling, it personally, I think it cheapens it out. If a character had its day, then had its day.
Right.
Use your creative inspiration and just create another one. That's what it's all about. So anyway, I really didn't want to go into multiverse or dimension traveling, although I do have a story about that, and my publisher was confused when I actually pitched it to her. She said, "Is it this or that?" Because I have a whole bunch. I have a big folder full of the ideas, and every once in a while I pitch her any of the ideas. So right now I'm in the research phase. Just yesterday, in between yesterday and the day before, I read The Time Machine. It's a short book by H.G. Wells. I mean, just based on when it was written. It's a narration, basically. The gentleman comes in, very little names. He even names the character's editor and the man who kept silence or something like that. But the way that he wrote it, that's the original, right? That's one of the OG time traveling
Oh, yeah.
works. Basically, I am not doing that. I just wanted. I only did this to research as to how he did it. Um, it's fairly it's fairly simple in the way that he did it. He chose a narration device, which basically he said, "Okay, I gather my friends in here, and I don't want to hear any questions while I tell you my story." And then he proceeds for 80 pages to tell you his story, which is very easy. Let me take that back before I get backlash. It's not easy because this book was written in the 1800s, right? This was
Right.
innovation at the time,
Right. Yeah.
right? Right now we've had so many other authors, and we've had so many different mediums portrayed that it's easy for me to say it's easy, but I'm sure for him he was reaching far out.
Oh, yeah.
And then further into the future, probably next year. This year, I wanna publish this as a novella, as a short story. It went too far in the year, and life kind of carried me away a little bit. So I wasn't able to do exactly what I wanted. But I'm gonna continue this. I have another story which it is developed, but I'm not gonna, because it's in between the publisher and I. I really I am basically on the research stage with both of these books. The other one um, it needs a little more research. The way that my books have come along, I have 3 books right now. None of them are the same. They're all different stories. Imprint Legacy, the first one, is a different story. Morningstar, well, it's 12 different stories within the same book, so it's a different story. Yesterday's Tomorrow, it's a different story. I kind of went a little bit philosophical on Yesterday's Tomorrow, but the publisher liked it, and it was a different thing for me to do. And
Dorian, you gotta
obviously,
go where the juices go. If your publisher, I mean, if you have the ideas and you have them ready, and they go out, and the publisher picks a couple, you know what you got to do, man. But I got to tell you this, I don't want to let you forget this, right? So when you are ready to do your Kickstarter, right, you're gonna come here to us so that we can launch your Kickstarter campaign, right? So I want to make sure
absolutely,
that, right, we get that out. We're going to start
absolutely.
here, and we're going to make sure that you get to your goals, and IFB's got your back.
I thoroughly appreciate it. It's true. What you say in your streams, it's 100% true. Without fans, without everybody that's watching, that nothing happens. For any movie, for any movie, book, medium, without the your fans, yeah, you're nothing. You're just another person on the street. It's
Yeah.
which is, I mean, I don't want to misspeak. I don't know if I just made a word. I don't want to say things that are not. I mean, we are just any other person that is on the street. I'm a fan of a lot of franchises. I'm a fan of the movie that you guys are making, which it's in on its own. It's it's a thing that I'm a fan as well, which I'm supporting your medium. But at the same token, if I am producing something without fans on the other side, I mean, none of this is going to happen.
Well, we got your back, Dorian, and thank you for jumping on and clue us, giving us all the insider information into all the things that you're doing, which is so exciting for us because we have that connection, right? We had you on from when we started, and at the time you were also in the beginnings of your upwards upward reaching and award-winning, career as an author, and we're happy and proud that we were there for you and continue to be. And we look forward to more. And I'm glad we had the time to get you on the show this time.
Right.
So
Oh yeah,
I think. Go ahead.
before I go, I am still continuing to make little bits of snippets for the Stranded Warriors. Okay, so this is another project that I find myself into. I started this for fun. The music stuff, I started this for pure fun. I bought something very small, and then before I knew, like, I'm finding myself spending weeks to develop a track. It was mostly a couple of hours for fun. Nobody's listening to this stuff anyway. So I expanded my library to get a little more sounds for my library, which in turn I will use them on the movie. And I have made 4 or 5 of these little suites, if you will, to be used with different scenes. That's one of the reasons why I stayed both days. I wanted to see all the scenes, and hopefully in my head try to match. I mean, it's going to be a lot easier once I start to get actual snippets, when the director starts sending me stuff. And I know that there was somebody that was taking a lot of pictures. I do have one track that I made that it would be great as a slideshow for the production, and whenever you guys
That'll be
feel
part
like
of the director's cut.
I mean,
yeah, we could take
can
it with
do
us
that
to Dragon Con.
just as a band.
Yeah.
Just as just the production pictures, just to
All
put
right.
them back to back as a slideshow.
Yeah.
We could.
That's
could
not a
do
bad
that.
idea. That'd be fun,
We have
actually.
the panel, Dorian,
Yeah.
so we could actually feature that as part of the panel. So that would be great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
If this is long, or I can shorten it up. It doesn't matter. I mean, I have it. I'm producing them, so whenever it doesn't matter what scenes are. It doesn't matter, like we're doing this in house. I'm doing this, so we don't have to resort
Awesome.
into like cutting and pasting and doing any of that. So if something needs adjustment, let's do it. We can do it from scratch.
You're the man.
That's another thing that has been in my projects lately. Yes.
It's another part of the wheelhouse, man. But you know what? The fact is, you should not be humble to the fact that you are multi-talented. I've said that before. I say it again, and I will always stand by it. You have the talent, and you're spreading that, and you're making other things and other projects and others, expanding everybody around you in a positive way and in a positive spin. And so thank you very much, Dorian. I do want to mention Lola from Florida says, hi, Dorian, from Major Terra of the Battlestar Saturn. So there's a greeting from Lola personal. Want to make sure we got that out to you.
Oh, yes. I am a member of one of the other Battlestars, and they have great stories. In fact, I took one of their exchanges that they do in their private group, and I put it in a short situation. It came out pretty. It came out pretty cool. Nicely. Nice.
Yeah, that's the creativity, man. It helps get the juices going. So that's great.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I didn't create any of that. I just maybe prettied it up a little bit. That's the members of the forum. They did that.
Yeah.
I just looked and just put them together. Maybe I prettied it up a little bit, but that's about it.
Dorian, as always, thank you so much for everything that you do.
Sir.
And we are always honored, and that's okay. We're always honored and happy to have you around. And anytime you're free, all you got to do is reach out. So thank you, sir, for stopping by. All right, to you, Dorian.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
You guys it's a pleasure. Man, it's all about community. All about the community. As a matter of fact, Professor Eric Padden just said, I booked my flight this past week. So it looks like he's on his way to Dragon Con as well. So we're going to have a great
it's
time.
going to be a party.
It's going to be a party. We're going to meet up with all of you. I'm so looking forward to seeing you guys.
Keep a sharp eye out. Maybe this weekend I will actually have finally a reservation at least some bar or something close by, some food place that we can all meet up probably on a Friday, maybe Sunday
I think
morning.
Friday probably be a
Sunday
good
night. I mean,
okay.
So we'll see.
Lola, you're driving up with. Are you driving up with Fran? Is Fran picking you guys? I think you're going to tag team. So we are definitely. Dorian, it was a pleasure to have you on. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
John is still lost in the Etherverse.
I just sent him a quick contact. I was hoping that he could.
Nope,
I just told him, get on with your phone,
nothing.
man. Just use the phone and get on, and we can work the rest.
Out there in the Etherverse.
That's okay. All right. Well, we can just push it out to our next show.
We've got the next thing.
Yeah.
Like,
so, I'm saying in terms of
we
John,
can the next show. Yeah,
we just bring him on. Have him rotate him in. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciate all the support, and I want to thank everybody, Chris.
Comic book.
Yeah, but I want to make sure we
okay. It sounds like you're closing the show out. I was like, wait a minute.
No, I'm just looking at names and people that are jumping on, and just wanted to make sure that we thank everybody for watching this in the future, right? So the reruns, it's nothing wrong with thanking everybody and the fans and talking about the community and stuff. So hey,
talking to people from the future.
That's right. Past. We get a lot of people watching us afterwards, which is just mind-boggling. The amount of we get thousands of views after the fact, which is great. I mean, look, we understand that some of the fans can't watch us live for whatever the reason, work or whatever, life, whatever it is, and then they watch us afterwards.
Yep.
So
that's it. We wouldn't work if we didn't have to live, live indoors and eat. So,
that's it. This is what it is. But that's okay.
It sucks that you want to live indoors and eat, but that's kind of the thing you have to do.
All right. Well, so Chris, bottom line is we've been holding on to one of the graphic novels, one of the Battlestar Galactica graphic novels.
I would say comics/graphic novel. It's the graphic novel we'll be using tonight is a conglomeration. There, try to spell that one.
It's
a conglomeration of the conglomeration, unity, whatever you want to call it, of all of the
4 or
5, yeah. And we actually have some of the artwork from the actual creation of this. So, but I don't have any. Do you have anything from this for number 1? I don't have anything for number 1.
No, I have. I have the
other ones. Okay,
page,
yeah, I got some of the
and
of number 1.
From the last.
From the last one. Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I don't think you have. I didn't purchase anything for number 1. I think most of my stuff is in number 2 and number 3.
Yeah, mine's from the last comic book, the last one, and it's the last page scene. Cool. I have that one and one that comes right before that. So it's the original artwork. It was done in pencil, and then it was sent out digitally for it to be then colored and the ink. It was inked. We'll
show
and colored.
Those two together, maybe. Yeah. Well, I can't show yours. I can show mine, but
well, I'm gonna hold my.
You can hold yours up.
We're not gonna be able to do all 5 issues tonight.
No. I wasn't expecting to do all 5 issues. So we're gonna do issue number 1 tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna take.
I read number 1 twice now, so we're good.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, the artwork's just phenomenal. I mean, that's sometimes you go through a comic book and the story's pretty good, but the artwork in this one is just like
it is. The artwork is good.
It's really good.
I'm gonna take some pictures of the pages that I bought.
Oh, that'll work. Artwork. And then when we get to those, we can.
It'll be kind of cool.
You can do the merge thing.
Unfortunately, there weren't too many left because I was looking for specific.
There's a couple
pages.
Left.
Still, but not. They had the whole comic books. They had every page at one time. They had all the pages up. So we were just poking around on eBay and we found them.
Yeah.
I'm anxious.
And just go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say I'm anxious since I thought about the eBay thing and getting things. I'm just really anxious to get our promotional material for Dragon Con, and I'm just kind of stoked about that because it's coming up. It's coming up pretty fast.
It's too fast. It's
Yeah,
just never
it
enough.
is.
There's not enough
It is.
hours in the day.
No, there isn't. But we're looking forward to meeting up with you guys. I know John One's coming, and Fran, and Lola, and Professor
John One's
Patton's
coming? I didn't know if he was. I didn't know he was coming. I didn't think John was. Yeah.
John One's coming, man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And
It's going to be a party.
Oh yeah. There's who else is who else is coming? A couple of you other guys are coming. Who else is coming, guys? Someone else. Paul. I know Commander Kane is coming, and there's a few others that are going to be there. You guys let us know. We definitely.
That's the bad thing, though. I can tell you right now. You go to one. You're going for the rest of your life.
Kathleen, thank you for watching. Charlene Donatello, as far as I know, she's going too.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a horrible cliff to jump over because, it's like, let's go 1 year. No, that's not going to happen more than likely. You're going to go like, holy crap, that was so great. And then you'll go through con withdrawal, which is the end of con. You'll have con withdrawal. You're like, it's over. And I just feel like there's nothing left to do in life.
Well, yeah. So we're going to have two of the Georges. I don't know if we're going to get the third George Giacomus. I don't know if he's going to make it, but we definitely got two of the Georges, Lola. And we have Diana Durango, right? Yep. She's coming up too. So we're going to have three of them on the panel, and hopefully we'll have them for the trivia as well. That'll be kind of fun. And then they'll be giving out autograph cards. So
we need to grab the trivia questions from
Rob. I'll send them your way. Yeah. Okay. We'll start setting those up. Yeah, George Z. He's going to be there, Lola. So yeah, we're going to have all-star cast for the Stranded Warrior, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It really is. Fran is going to be on our panel for the Stranded Warrior. And Dave, are you going to be there? Dave, you jumped on. Thanks for tuning in. Not looking good here for me going. I'm hoping you stream it. If not. All right. Well,
the streaming membership is there too, but
yeah, we're going to be
hard to party on the streaming membership.
Oh, yeah. Kim says she couldn't get a hotel room. I mean, yeah.
You can't, but you can. You have to go.
You got to
go outside.
A little bit
of
outside,
the area, and of course,
once
again, it's not cheap.
I did that. I'm like about a mile out.
I've been in a recent battle with. So I reserved my hotel room the 22nd of September 2022, and Marriott canceled my reservation.
Because they're making money off of somebody else.
I don't know what happened, but the reservation system kicked me out, and I was luckily enough I checked on it and find out that it was canceled, and I'm like calling them up. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I don't have a place to stay anymore. But
that hurts.
They're doing it right, I think. So we'll see what happens. They said give them another 5 days, but they're like, we'll give you this other hotel that's only half a mile away, and we're going to give you 2 free nights, and we're going to give you this, and we're going to give you that, and it's like, man, we'll see what happens,
Lola says you can room with her.
Yeah, but the problem is, Lola, I'm not coming alone. I got a son-in-law and daughter that is coming with me, so it'll be a little tight.
Yes,
but then again, who sleeps? It's Dragon Con.
No one sleeps at Dragon Con. That's the motto.
No sleep till Monday. Oh,
that's it. All right. Well, look, we're gonna have a meetup. We're gonna be posting on IFB. We're gonna be posting in the meetup.
Yep. And then
time and location.
And then there's the 10 o'clock meetup on Sunday, usually, that has all of the Battlestar Galactica cast. So I don't know if it's gonna be still 10 o'clock, but normally it's 10 o'clock. As we get closer, we'll find out, and I'm not going to say the famous words for Dragon Con are, when is the app coming out? Because as soon as you say that, you must drink.
Yes. However, let's also point out that uh, right now, all things being equal, our panel and trivia is going to be on Friday.
Friday.
So after it's done, I think we're going to probably go out on Friday. Right? Right,
Sounds
Chris?
good. Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Okay. So
Yeah.
stay
And
tuned.
Friday's not the huge days. Saturday is like the parade that takes over
So we're better off
downtown.
doing
And
it Friday.
yeah.
So guys, we're gonna post it on IFB. And we'll have a location. We'll make some reservations at somewhere to eat for Friday night, and we want to see all of you.
We'll have to get. So if we do post it, we'll need probably how many people may show up.
Yeah.
So we can tell whoever.
Oh, Lola, you're in for it, but we're going to have a good time. Rich Edwards, thank you for joining us live. Rich, appreciate you tuning in. We are in the last.
So Lola's a
half
con
of our
virgin.
show. Yeah, well, we're going to have a good time. Don't worry about anything. It's all going to work out.
Hey, Lola, if you pay attention to Dragon Con, they actually have a first time visitor meetup at the beginning, and they'll walk you through all the hotels and everything else. They won't throw you to the wolves right away.
It's insane. But anyway, we're going to have a great time. Friday, right now, everyone, Friday is our panel, Stranded Warrior. And Chris and I, of course, will be the MCs hosting. We're going to have 3 of the actors actually 4. We're going to have the star, George Zuvalos, Diana Durango, George Kirikopoulos, and of course Fran will be up on the actual are involved directly on that panel with us. So we want all of you to be there. We're going to premiere our trailer, world premiere of the trailer, and then we just heard from our very good friend Dorian Keyes, award-winning sci-fi author who is musically talented as well. He's creating our original soundtrack for the Stranded Warrior, and so we're going to have a segment with pictures that we have not published that are going to be to original music that he's going to put together for us.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a great idea. Especially since we got some great behind-the-scenes stuff.
Very, very cool stuff going on. You're going to be excited. The special effects and the CG that we have, thanks to Chris Marshall and Chuck and Ken. Thank you so much. Wait till you see this stuff. It's just incredible. And we're gonna have a really good time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you out there. Every convention now, pretty much in one form or another, Chris, we've been meeting a lot of the IFB followers, and that's always
it's always
highlight.
blast.
Yeah, it is.
Sit and talk about what if.
It's really, really cool. Yeah,
what
and
if
don't
this
forget,
happened?
Don't forget, we're gonna have cards. We're gonna have another 5 collector cards to close out the series. So we're gonna bring what we have left over from AwesomeCon, and then we're gonna add on the 5 new cards. And first come, first serve.
That's it.
You guys that show up, you'll be able to get a set of what's left from the original 11 cards plus the new 5. And that'll put together a full set of Stranded Warrior cards, and you get those autographed from those of us that all have cards.
Cool. You ready for the?
Let's do it. Let's do this. Let's do the comic book. So, yeah. Yeah. So Chris is going to get set up with the overhead camera, and then we're gonna probably get through, I would imagine, the first.
Yeah, we're only gonna do one.
Yeah. The Folly of the Gods, Chris, correct?
Is it Folly of the Gods? I think they call the graphic novel Folly of the Gods, but I don't think that's
the compilation. It's 4 or 5 comic books, all based on the original Battlestar Galactica, and the artwork is fantastic. The story's really well done. The dialogue is Folly of the Gods, and it's really good stuff. And so we'll do a quick overview of the story, and so this is from
check.
Yep, we got you. It's from inside the cockpit of a Viper. It looks a little odd. Yeah, it looks a little odd, but I got to tell you guys, when I first saw that, I was like, there is an episode, and I don't remember which one, but there is an episode where one of the Colonial Warriors is looking out, and it looks a little bit like that. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I think these are just too far straight
Yeah.
up. They need to come
Yeah.
back more. But anyways, but there's better pictures on the inside. So like I said, this is, Alex Sanchez is the person we have the artwork from, and the storyline. So this book is a compilation of all of them. Not hard to find, not expensive, and there's nothing wrong with having one of these because some of the artwork you look in this, and then I don't feel as bad about bending the pages in this than I would if I actually had the separate comics.
The comic book, yeah.
Yeah, so this one is like, oh, I can read this all day long. I don't care. I can open it up and I can do whatever I want with it. I can crease it. I don't care. Because really, it's not like something that's going to be worth a lot of money, whereas the single comics sometimes are. So this is by it's Battlestar Galactica. It's called Folly of the Gods, but I don't believe that's the titles of the Battlestar Galactica things. It's by Dynamite. I don't remember the year. Pete will probably have to help me out on that one.
Okay, so let me see. I'll go to the comic book.
Yeah.
Right? So let's see. This is, you're going to be looking at issue 1. Art is by Alex Sanchez. Color by Daniela Miwa. That's interesting. Written by Cullen Bunn. Pencils, Alex Sanchez. Yeah.
Yep.
So there's actually, so get this. The colors, Daniela Miwa did 1 to 3, and Salvatore Ayala Studios did number 4 to 5. So there's actually 5.
Yep.
Letters by Sal Cipriano.
So when we say pencils, they sent, real quick, they sent this in to get colored to do something like this.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's incredible, isn't it?
Yep. So we'll start with number 1, art by this is this is eerily familiar to the last comic book series we did just not too long ago. So we have a alert. I love the VORT. You almost hear it in your mind because we know what it is. So they're like, what's going on? And we got the yarp of the thing of the Muffet, and they're like, what's going on? It's like, oh my gosh, what do we do? It's a black hole. This is a wonderful picture, by the way. This black hole. What are we going to do? Which, if you remember our last series, which was this one, Silent Apocalypse, had a black hole as well. So this is kind of weird that it kind of doubles it, but it's kind of cool. I think in this one, the characters look a lot more like the originals instead of the other one. But great pictures here. They're like, what are we going to do? And then Adama makes the decision. We're just going to go through it. We can't fight the thing. So there's, I love it because there's some explosions going on, and the Galactica leads the way, but some of the colonial fleet doesn't make it. Oh, those poor people. Not. Anyways, so we've got the Galactica is taking on damage, and they're just going to go through this thing. And during this whole thing, people are getting hurt, and of course, who gets hurt is Adama. So this kind of falls along the lines. If you remember the what was the episode?
Fire in Space.
Was it Fire in Space that Adama gets injured? No.
Yeah, he got injured in that.
No, was it that one? I don't know. Robert Baum, he'll tell us. So, anyways, he gets injured, and they're like, oh no, they make it through, and they're like, okay,
Fire in Space. Rob says Fire in Space.
Good. So they make it through, but of course, Adama's injured, so they're checking Adama, trying to figure out what's wrong with him, and it's like, well, he should be awake. There's nothing majorly wrong with him. It shows brain activity is good, and with the amount of activity, he should be conscious. And come to find out, he's having weird dreams. So he's like inside of this consciousness, and I love the way he did this. They did I guess a wavy line kind of thing with so it kind of gives you the idea that it's like not not like the regular squares. It's like a dream sequence. I think that's kind of cool. And so he's like, oh, what's going on? And then, of course, I love that this picks up because he's like, he wakes up and he walks out and he's on a planet and he says, yes, Adama, my friend, it's Baltar. So this, if you remember, they were in escape, Baltar's escape, or at the end of the actual series, they were going to maroon Baltar on a planet. Yeah. So this picks that up. So this is actual, hey, you marooned me here, Baltar. What are you doing? We're in hell. We're both in hell together. And then Baltar's got these black eyes, which is really cool. And it's like, oh, what are we doing? So it's back and forth with Baltar. He's kind of, he's kind of get these, once again, this is all flashback-ish stuff, and he's back on the, it transports him back to the beginning where the original battle happens in Battlestar Galactica, the very first one. And he says, oh my gosh, it's happening again. Is it possible? Can I stop it this time? And, meanwhile, the regular fleet is having a battle with, they're trying to save the colonies. What can we do? So this is all flashback-ish to the actual original series. And, they're seeing different planets and different pieces, and they finally land on the planet. And this flashes back, but actually this goes to, instead of flashback, this goes to a planet they land on. So now, if you remember, it's a weird, they're like, oh my gosh, this is weird planet. It's got all this stuff around it, all the destroyed ships around it, and they land on it, and it, if you remember, my favorite person, my persona, Count Iblis. This is Count Iblis' episode.
Uh-oh.
So we get a Count Iblis thing here. They're like, oh my gosh, what happened here? And of course, there's a big, huge crater. I love this picture. This is actually a beautiful drawing of just this huge hole in the ground. And, this is a crash site. Starbuck, wait, what's going on? And then they meet with all of these people from different, different races. So, and all these people are from the crash site. So this is kind of a prelude to what's coming up. Kind of a prelude to what's coming up next. It says we have entered unknown space. So we go back from that, and we go back to the Cylons. Yes, really cool Cylon series here. The Cylons are like, okay, we're chasing the Galactica. We're going to go through the whole, the black hole as well. And I love this picture with the Cylons here that looks, very commandish. And it does.
What is it?
Look at that. You don't see that? It's the big command. That looks like, I don't know, 1984-ish. Probably the best way of saying it. So they're like, so we're following them, and Lucifer is in the base star, and they're like, oh, it's so we're going through too, and we're going to enter this unknown territory, and I love these, and so they go through us as we are detecting numerous fighter craft on the approach vector. So now this is going to sound really familiar from another comic book we've done recently. So they're like, what do you mean? Are they hostile? Are they fighters? What are they? So Lucifer's kind of freaking out a little bit, because Lucifer, when he came through, he was like, I am going to be the supreme person. I am going to do what all others people couldn't do. I am going to destroy the Galactica and the people and the colonial fleet. This is and then of course they're like, hey, we've got incoming fighters, and Lucifer's like, what? Incoming fighters? I says, are they hostile? Right? Are they, what's going on? Are they colonial? What, and, it's unknown. Multiple signals is what the Cylons are giving back to him. He says, how many? Where, what's going on? And it's like, who is it? Who is attacking us? And then I love the way they kind of hang this at the end of this double period thing here. It says, our enemies are...
Dun dun dun.
Cylons!
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, great picture,
Awesome.
by the way. And then that's where this is where number 1 ends, which is kind of...
Oh, look at that.
But really beautiful picture there. I wish I could have found that one. But
Oh yeah, those are all gone. All right, stop there.
Gone.
Don't go any further.
Nope.
So
that's number 1. So that's all number 1. So their enemies are Cylons. So this kind of, you feel the
Folly of the Gods.
Folly of the Gods. You feel the same. So we had the same Silent Apocalypse stylish storyline here, where they go through a black hole, and now they're fighting Cylons. The Cylons are fighting Cylons, similar to the Silent Apocalypse. So it kind of feels cheapish. Is that the right word? That it kind of copies it a little bit, and I hate to be critical of it, but it's just not. It's not original at this point in time yet. I want to say yet, though, by the way, because we'll talk about that in the next couple of episodes. But, the next couple.
It goes
of
off. It's good.
But
it's good.
This really switches over from Silent Apocalypse. Follow the Gods are really kind of the same, but tune in next week and you'll see things change a little bit and things start to get a little better.
It's good. It's very good.
So, all right. So let me untangle myself and get back over to the other side.
All right.
Break on through to the other side.
That's right. Then we'll continue on with the rest. And you'll see they're short, they're sweet, they're fast paced. The story, I think it was really well done. I was taken by surprise when this came out. I wasn't sure what to make of it. I didn't know what exactly was going on. I only saw one of these on the stand at my comic book store, so I wasn't. I didn't really jump on this too enthusiastically because I didn't know what was going on.
And it really wasn't called Folly of the Gods in the comic book store. It was,
it was something else. And then it was like, what is it? Where is it? How is it? It wasn't advertised very well, unfortunately, when it first came out. Guys, those of you that picked it up when it was released, you want to chime in, please do on the chat. We'd appreciate your input. But Dynamite had and may still have the license for Battlestar. I think they do. And I don't think anybody has the license anymore, but Dynamite had it last because the last one was BSG versus BSG. Yeah. As a matter of fact, Professor Patton says the one thing about Dynamite in general, though, is they didn't really try to connect their different series into one universe. Each new story was practically a different universe onto itself. Yeah. So it was, I don't know. I remember, like I said, I remember seeing these here and there, and I couldn't understand what was going on.
Publicity wasn't actually Dynamite.
Okay, so I have a lightning storm coming.
I just heard something. Yeah, I thought that was just my laugh reverberating through your computer.
Yes, Ibly, yeah, no, it's not. I just saw the lightning, wait a minute. It was incredible. All right. But I don't know. They didn't do much for it, unfortunately. I hope it did well. And we will see what happens, though. The story, I could tell you guys, for those of you that haven't read it, it is very, very good. I liked it very much. I liked it.
It's got Count Ibly in it.
I was surprised. Yeah, it does. I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. And then there's a few others that are out there that we haven't actually finished. So there is a little bit more left of Battlestar Galactica. I did start looking into some of the fanzines and fan fiction again. I believe that, Chris, we should consider doing amongst some of the work that's out there besides, of course, Fran Severn and Eric Padden, Professor Padden's work. But I think we should consider doing Sean's Sean Shallow's work. I mean, he's done like I think 3 or 4 books that are Battlestar Galactica in the 1978, and maybe we should tackle that first one that he did.
Let's look. We can look at that. Not a problem.
Yeah, I think we should put that on.
I
the
thought you were going to
lineup
go
for
along the lines and say, "Hey,
next
we
season.
should go to the." I have it. It was really hard to find, by the way. The fanzine that is sexual in nature.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that.
No, well, no, we definitely won't do that one. But
yeah, there's no.
It's not one of the blue ones. Is it blue?
Slash.
It's not a slash one. No. It's.
Oh, I don't know. I don't even think I have any of those.
Yeah, I don't have any. I don't think I have any. Well, I take it back. I might have 1 or 2.
I'll tell
slashes.
you, Janowski's stuff is good.
I have that one.
He's done a bunch of them, man.
Yeah,
he's done a whole bunch.
But there's only one this series that was sex filled. That's all there is to it.
Oh, there's a whole undercurrent.
There's slash. This one is.
Yeah.
This one was straight sex. So
okay, well, that's all right.
Yeah, it was definitely different.
Leave that for this is not necessary.
Yeah, but you always ask yourself, what if? What if Starbuck and blank did blank and had a baby? You never know.
What?
That's kind of the stuff that's in that one. So it's not
there's a lot of that. There is a lot of that. Well,
Battlestar orgies.
When we get back into the fan fiction, we definitely should have a little bit of a context, and that should be with the help of Professor Patton, and we'll have Fran, and we'll get into it. And it's that would probably I'm looking. It's like raining bad here.
Yeah.
So
before you lose power.
Anyway. Robert Baum says Hatch spoke of some fanfic implying Starbuck and Apollo being an item back at the 15-yard. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
That's a slash. That's a slash
everything.
One. There's a couple
there's
of those.
Star Trek like that.
Battlestar pornography.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff like that. But I was going over some fan fiction that there's British. There's British fan fiction.
I have some.
But I was looking at this.
Which one's that one?
This is from the Galacticon.
Yes,
the
I recognize the unicorn.
Tidewater. Yeah, and in the back of this, they mention some of the stuff that was out there. Gemini Press, and so I thought that was interesting, and I went down the rabbit hole and I started looking at this.
Yeah, Clean Slate, Gemini, a couple others.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You have a drawing, by the way.
Look at that.
That's a picture on the right, but that's the drawing on the left. That's pretty good.
Yeah, this is a nice one. Picked this up just a couple weeks ago. Oh, look at that. These pictures have been out there. I've seen those. They've been posted just recently. A bunch of. Here's another one.
Who's that with him?
Let's see. It says Richard as Jan Berry, the arrogant and tragic half of Jan and Dean, and co-star. Bruce Davison as Dean Torrance in Dead Man's Curve.
Dead Man's Curve, yep.
There's another picture that I saw recently on.
Woo, he's young in that one.
Yeah, that was out there. And this is a classic pic. This is a great picture. I like this picture a lot. That's a good one.
Cool.
That was on the cover of an autograph magazine.
Oh yeah.
There was a magazine that was dedicated specifically to autographs, and how to get them and who and what and where. It was published for decades, and one of the covers was that picture with Richard Hatch, and it talks about Battlestar Galactica autographs. So
I'm still trying to hunt down the Ibli.
That pic was in the fan club kit. Robert Baum, thank you.
Still trying to hunt down the Ibli card.
Kim, you want to know what year this thing I have? I'll tell you. This.
It's 84.
I picked this up. 85.
85.
Yeah. Here you go. Colonial Con Tidewater in Easton, Maryland, June 21, 22, 23, 1985. And
If
that's
I
what
could
this is
turn
dedicated
back
to that.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, no
It'd be
kidding.
great to go back and just, that'd be fun.
And go buy up all
It'd be
the...
great to go back and get on the set of the Second Coming.
There is no Lucifer card that we have. For ours, if you're talking about the Stranded Warrior, there is not. Kim Harm says, oh my God, I was there. What do you mean you were there, Kim? You were at that convention? We need to see your pictures.
Yes.
You have to dig up your pictures.
Scan them in.
Oh my God.
Because we know they weren't digital back then.
Oh my God. You got to get us. You got to. Come on, Kim.
That's as good as Fran's experience with the actual John Calicos and sitting next to him at the con.
Yeah. At the con that she helped organize and run. And yeah. Kim Harms, I was there. There are no pictures. What do you mean there's no pictures? You didn't take any pictures at that con? None of your friends took pictures? Oh no. What was it like?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's so cool. So cool. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, look, all good things. And so now it's that time. It's the closing.
It's kind of getting towards that 10 o'clock time frame, and we really appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget to we say this every week, but seriously,
God, yeah. Come on, guys.
Go look at your Facebook site. Go to Facebook, type in Interfleet Broadcasting, go to our main page, and then in the bottom little square down the right hand corner, hit the like button, because I wouldn't say 99%. There is a large number of people who are on this broadcast as we speak who are not following us.
You got to follow us, guys. Please.
It helps us out quite a bit. So if you get a chance, go there, go to YouTube, go to Facebook, go to Twitter, which is now changed over to, what's it called now?
I don't even know anymore. It's kind of hard to keep up. But more importantly, you know what? You guys got to follow us. A lot of you are not following us. Please follow us. We really,
you're here every week. If you really like it, please go ahead and check us out. Follow us on Facebook or whatever that you can. Twitter is now, I can't remember what it is. X, that's it. Right? Eric got it right.
X. Thank you, Professor. Yep.
Let's put the X in Twitter. That was it. That was a Kiss reference. Some of those people didn't know what they.
Oh yeah, that's right. Kiss.
Muskville.
All right. So, guys, thank you very much for joining us this show. We had great guests, and John 1 will be with us next week for sure. And looking forward.
If we let him out of the cold cell.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. He's a Cylon like you, so I have no problem with the fact that he'll be back.
Got to get rebooted. Probably was the whole problem.
Yes, that's what he needs. Yep, that's right. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us. It's always a pleasure having our community here in our little corner of the universe. And thank you for tuning in live, for those of you that joined us live. And then, of course, thank you to everybody that watches this as a rerun, right? We keep this up, and all you people that are watching it afterwards, thank you.
Here we go.
Fans fuel the fleet.
Thanks,
guys.
Take care, y'all.
Stay safe.